Hey, it's Kendra and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made these resin coasters. We actually needed some coasters, so I just ordered this little mold kit off of Amazon and decided to make some myself. So I just followed the instructions for the resin that I have. I also ordered this from Amazon. You can get resin from Michael's as well. It is expensive, so I tend to just buy it at whichever place has it the cheapest. But yeah, so you just mix basically equal parts of the A and B solution, and you have to mix for quite a while, like 3 solid minutes of mixing to make sure everything is thoroughly put together. And I decided to put down a layer of resin first before I started with the flowers, so I wouldn't have any exposed flowers on the top or bottom or the sides, because that wouldn't make a great coaster if the flowers are just soaking up the water. So I played around with this. I probably didn't need to do as thick of a layer that I did, but this is my first time making them, so you can do a pretty thin layer for the first one. And the actual coaster holder took so much resin, so just be aware of that if you are using a similar kit to this one. And then I used my torch to get rid of the first layer of air bubbles. This is really important to keep out the bubbles, especially if you want a flat surface, which for coasters is definitely very important. So now that I have that first layer, I just go ahead and use some dried flowers that I also got on Amazon and start just placing them however I want. I did try to stick with white and yellow flowers for this because I wanted one cohesive theme. You can use colorful flowers, but I wanted to stick with just kind of a more neutral theme for the first one. And then I also got some greenery. It's just like little dried ferns to sprinkle in as well, so it's not just all flowers. And I also got some gold flakes to put in because I thought this would be really pretty. I wanted some sort of sparkle or shimmer, so I did the flakes rather than some sparkles because I thought it would look really nice with the flowers, and I really love how it turned out. This stuff is a bit hard to manage, so I like to use these tweezers, and then I would take a big chunk and kind of tear it up into smaller pieces because I didn't want these like gigantic flakes. So just be patient and tear it apart, and be really careful because any like breathing on it will just make these little flakes fly everywhere. So I had some fun with that spreading around everywhere. And then for the actual coaster holder, I had to kind of jam some flowers in on the sides. So I used the little silicone pick thing to stick down in the sides because I wanted some flowers to be there too, rather than just clear sides. And then after I had all of the flowers that I wanted, I did a top layer of resin. The flowers did move around, of course, when I did this, so I just moved some stuff as needed, but everything stayed in place pretty well. And then again, I'm just using the torch to get rid of those pesky little air bubbles. There were some parts of the flowers and ferns sticking up, so I did have to cover some with resin after everything had settled for a little bit. And then I decided to do some bookmarks as well because I had some extra resin and I got these bookmark molds. So this was really fun. I did the same process as the coasters, put down a layer first and then did some flowers. For these, I definitely had way too much resin and they ended up pretty thick. So just be wary of that if you are making bookmarks. But yeah, it was overall pretty fun, and I don't know if I'll really be able to use them with a lot of books because they are quite thick, but they are fun to look at, and I put them on my bookshelves just for the aesthetic. And since I was just playing around with these, I decided to do some more colorful flowers and some greenery, and then I also added in the gold flakes as well because it's just really pretty. Alright, well that is it for this video. It was a pretty simple project. I did let it cure for 2 days just because the coaster holder was pretty thick, so just let it have plenty of time to dry. And here's how they look. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know down below and make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!